Hey guys, it's Samuel and Audrey, and we're here in Tokyo, and it's at night, and that can only mean one thing. We are here in Shinjuku to experience the nightlife, indeed.
Okay, so the funny thing is, we've been staying in Shinjuku, but we've only really experienced it by day.
Yeah.
But this is an area that is known for its nightlife. Like, it is full of bars and clubs and discos.
Exactly.
So it's a Friday night. We finally decided we need to get out. We're bringing a camera along, and we're gonna show you what Tokyo nightlife is all about.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's do some first impressions here. So far, lots of flashing lights. Sam's having a bit of a field day with the camera. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like a lot of music, and down some streets you also hear a lot of announcers because people are trying to lure you into their restaurant or their bar and like trying to get your business. Also, I assumed this would be an area where you see like lots of young people and also lots of foreigners. But I'm also seeing a lot of like men in business suits and people who look like they've just left work on a Friday, ready to blow off some steam. So yeah, we're just gonna keep walking around for a bit. I think the plan is to get a bit of food, maybe some drinks in our system, and I'm gonna go find Sam because he's been left behind. Alright guys, so this is the famous robot restaurant. If you've been doing any research about weird, unusual things to do in Tokyo, you've probably come across this place because it's pretty popular these days. So it's basically kind of like a spectacle. It's a bit of a show with lots of flashing lights and just overall weirdness. But as you can see, it is not the cheapest activity in town. It is 8,000 yen per person. That's roughly $80 US, and that doesn't even include a meal. But they do have 4 shows every night. So if you've got some money to spare, some money to blow here in Tokyo, definitely something to consider. Here's a little teaser. Okay, so we're still looking for food, but let me tell you where we are. So currently we are in Kabukicho, which is kind of like the red light district and entertainment area. And its name is a bit weird because Kabuki is a type of theater here in Japan. And this place got its name because in the 40s they were planning to build a Kabuki theater here, and then that never happened, but the name stuck. So that's what it is known as. So yeah, this is a really loud area. But basically in this area you have a lot of like bars, nightclubs, hostess clubs, a little bit of everything. And yeah, it's starting to get quite rowdy on a Friday night. So our quest for food has brought us over to Golden Guy. Want to tell us about this place?
Well, it's completely different from the area we were just visiting, which is like neon central and big pedestrian walkways. This is much smaller. So you've got tiny little alleyways, and you've also got these really intimate izakayas, which are just basically these tiny little bars, and there's only a few stools at each of them. So we're just gonna try to sit down and grab a beer and maybe some tasty bites.
Sounds good to me. Some bars are foreigner friendly, others aren't. Not sightseeing guest bar, sorry. Okay, so that's definitely not us. Okay, so we're gonna give you a little update on our findings here in Golden Guy. What did we discover?
We discovered that it's a very cool area. It's super intimate. Those little lanes are really interesting, and then you kind of peek around and you look inside and there's these cool little bars.
They're tiny.
They're so tiny. Some of them only can, I think, seat like 5 people or something. But anyways, so we decided not to drink there for a few reasons. The main one being that we can't actually take photographs or videos in that area. There's clear signs saying that.
Everywhere saying don't.
Yeah. And I totally get it, because if you were to go inside and do that, it would ruin the kind of intimate environment that's there. So it's a great place to go, not a great place to film. So we're gonna go to an izakaya somewhere else. And another thing to consider is that there is a cover charge in a lot of these places, and also the drinks tend to be a bit expensive, so you can decide whether you want to go there or elsewhere.
Yeah, just so you know, cover charge is about 500 yen, which is about $5 per person.
Yeah.
And then some of the drinks we saw were like 700 to 1,000 yen.
Yeah, it can be a pricey evening for sure.
Okay, so we found some kind of rowdy Spanish izakaya, and they had a free table, and we've been walking around for a while, so we're like, yeah, let's go in there. So we ordered 2 ice cold beers.
Ice cold beers. Cheers. And we've got takoyaki coming.
Takoyaki on the way.
Yes.
And you also get free cabbage.
Yeah, you get free cabbage.
Just cabbage with chopsticks, dip it
And
in
guys,
sauce.
it is absolutely packed in here. Check this out.
Wow. Kanpai. So we were not expecting to cook our own takoyaki when we ordered
Wow.
it.
That's
But
pure
this is gonna be fun.
Pure self-service. So this is like the batter that makes the balls. So you pour it in here. But I believe, are we supposed to put the octopus and the other bits in first, or
No, on
no?
top.
Also first this.
First the batter,
First the batter.
then
So
the
we'll do that. Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. I have no idea if I'm doing this right, but this is how it's gonna be. That was just awesome. We had some assistance. I feel like we were just given a master class on how to do it. Those nimble fingers, huh?
I know, we were struggling. I was trying to use my big chopsticks and it wasn't getting me anywhere.
You gonna try it?
It's still cooking. He
still
said
cooking,
we have
you
to wait
said?
a little bit longer. A little
bit longer.
We're ready. I'm gonna try my first takoyaki cooked with assistance. So I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. I'm kind of scared that it may be really hot still, so I'm gonna grab my plate.
How is that? Piping hot?
That is really nice. It tastes even better than any other takoyaki I've ever had.
Are you serious?
Maybe it's because it's freshly made.
Freshly
Maybe
made.
because I had part in cooking it. But yeah, it's really nice. It's like a little bit extra greasy, which I'm enjoying. There was some oil in there. But yeah, the dough is still kind of like runny in the inside. It's gonna be cooking a little bit longer. It's crispy on the outside. And yeah, this bar is just getting rowdier and rowdier.
It is, and they're ringing bells. I don't know what those bells mean.
Why?
What do the bells mean?
More drinks? I don't know.
All right, it's my turn. I've been waiting patiently over here. Ooh, these appear to be kind of doughy still.
Yeah.
Maybe not like they're perfectly cooked. Look at that. Dunk it in the sauce. That is piping hot. Whoa, that's really good. Part of the reason I think it tastes so good is that it's slightly undercooked, and it's you've got a little bit of the battery kind of texture in the middle.
And the bill came to $18.23, which is just under $18 US. There is a cover charge here, but it was half the cost of what it was at Golden Guy. I think it was like $240 or $250 per person. So not horrible. It was a good time, and now I think we may do karaoke. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we're going for
When in
karaoke.
Tokyo.
We're going. So I have to say the nightlife here in Shinjuku, after like wandering around for a little while, popping into some bars, having some drinks, it is an absolute assault on your senses. You've got so many things vying for your attention. You have those neon lights. You have people trying to lure you into your bars. You have just the sheer crowds. It's absolute madness, but I kind of love it. Where are we now?
Alright guys, this is my idea of a fun night out in Tokyo, an arcade!
Mine too.
Oh my god!
And look, we're playing a drums game.
200 yen and I get to drum my heart out. Okay, here we go. Alright, Sam, what are you gonna play?
It's Mario Kart time! And I used to play this as a kid. I wasn't very good. Actually, my friends used to beat me quite regularly. I'm gonna be Mario! Mario!
Alright guys, so next up, the plan is karaoke. We have to go to like 3 different places to find one that has availability on a Friday night.
And a reasonable price.
And a reasonable price. So we found one. There's a 20-minute wait, which isn't too bad. And we're gonna take it. We're gonna go sing our little hearts out.
Yeah, I think this is the last stop of the night, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we finally figured it out. There's a button for English.
Yeah.
That was so stressful.
Alright, we're gonna do new songs. Who should we do?
I don't even know what's cool anymore.
Alright, let's do Tupac, why not?
No!
I'm living in the past. You wanna let woo!
Every one of my fears has vanished.
Hi, 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 yeah.
Also, the alcohol sucks here. It's the worst wine and the worst gin we've ever had.
Ever! Of all
Ever.
time! The wine
Next
tastes
up.
like grape juice. Hi, 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 yeah.
Alright, so thoughts. I am always a fan of karaoke and singing, but I have to say, it's kind of pricey in Japan. I feel like it's a lot cheaper in Korea, and they don't force you to buy alcohol in Korea. You just pay for the room and you can sing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, we are in Shinjuku. I think if we would go to more of a neighborhood one, it'd be a lot cheaper. And I've got to say, that alcohol was the worst ever.
It sucked.
I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy.
I had the worst cocktail ever. I got the gin and tonic.
Yeah, mine.
Oh.
Yours was bad. I tried it. Mine was like rancid grape juice.
Oh my God.
That's like the furthest thing from wine I've ever had.
Honestly, I wish they just charged us double and we didn't have to buy alcohol, because I didn't drink mine. I had a sip and it was like, oh, that's dang.
It was
But
cringy.
the singing was fun.
It was cringy.
Well, that concludes our tour of nightlife here in Tokyo, particularly Shinjuku. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a long night.
Yeah, it's been a long night. We don't do this very often, but it sure was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We did a lot of different things. I think our favorite thing maybe was just walking around and just seeing what it's all about.
Soaking it all in.
Soaking it all in. But if you do come to Tokyo, you definitely have to check out the nightlife in Shinjuku.
Yes.
It's legendary.
It sure is. And with that, we will say goodnight. We are walking back to our apartment. We're in need of some sleep.
Yep.
And we'll see you soon with more food and travel videos on our channel.
See you guys.
Au revoir.
Ta-ta.